What's up, speakers? I'm getting ready to teach you the top 5 most important questions that you need to ask meeting planners as you're getting hired as a keynote speaker. Listen, this is such important information because the answers to these questions are going to equip you to be the most memorable speaker at the event. They're going to equip you to give the best presentation you can give at the event, and they're going to equip you to literally get repeat business after the event. So incredibly powerful, and I want you to stay till the end of this video because at the end, I'm going to literally reveal to you another one of my money-making bonuses that's responsible for me getting over $100,000 of real repeat business from multiple clients. And this works over and over and over again. So let's jump right in. I'm so excited. Listen, it's Dr. Delatorro. The first question you got to ask when you're working with association executives and meeting planners and the people responsible for hosting events that they're booking you to speak at, their information, the information that they give you makes you look good, but it's your job to actually make them look amazing. And the more you focus on making them look amazing, the greater the chances are you're going to come back. So let's just jump right into this. This is really good stuff. You got to ask, what's the purpose of this meeting? Before you can even say, okay, hey, let me go out there and just crush it on stage and deliver and rock that. What is the purpose of this meeting? And what I mean by that is this. Is the purpose of the meeting to inspire their audience, to challenge their audience, to debate with their audience, to introduce something new to their audience? You need to know the purpose of the presentation, and you need to know the purpose of the event so that you can connect that to how you show up and deliver your talk. Because at the end of the day, my friend, if I could have the same exact presentation, but the purpose of the event is different, and I would deliver it night and day differently. The same talk, same keynote, I would deliver it differently to an audience where the purpose is to celebrate them versus if the purpose of that event is to challenge them to grow, or challenge them to bond after a layoff, or challenge them to unite after their senior leader just passed unexpectedly. Does that make sense? So you really have to get clear about the purpose of the meeting, the purpose of the event, because that tells you everything. And I want you to remember this quote from one of my mentors. His name is Dr. Miles Monroe. He said, where purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. So if you don't know the purpose of the meeting, you'll abuse the intent of the meeting and you won't get invited back. So it's very, very important. If you want to get repeat business from this opportunity, if you want to really dial in and take it to that next level with this opportunity, you really got to understand the purpose of the meeting. So that's one question you want to get clear about. Second question you want to get clear about is, why was I chosen? And you want to ask that question honestly and directly. Why did they pick me? Why did you guys pick me? I remember one time in 2017, I was fortunate enough to be opening keynote speaker for the Toastmasters World Convention in British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada. It was an incredible event. Now, watch this. I asked them as we were going through the booking process, why did they pick me? And they said 4 specific things, okay? Number 1, they said, listen, our goal was to skew Toastmasters to a little bit of a younger demographic. So we really wanted some really younger talent on stage, really showcasing that. I was like, great. They said we wanted someone whose ascension in the speaking industry had something to do with Toastmasters. And we've heard your story enough to know that you joined Toastmasters when you were fresh out of college, while you were still in college actually, and how Toastmasters gave you the confidence to pursue a speaking career. I was like, absolutely. The third thing that they said was, listen, we love your energy and we love your vitality, so we want to make sure that you bring that energy to our conference as the opening keynote. I was like, fantastic. Does that make sense? And the fourth thing they said is, listen, you've been doing this for a long time, and so we wanted them to really see what presentation skills excellence looks like in so many different facets of the presentation. So storytelling, opening, making clear points, audience engagement, audience interaction, hitting different learning styles. We want to showcase that through your presentation. Do you know how much ammunition that answer gave me, right? So listen, at the end of the day, it gave me everything I need to tailor and customize my presentation for that audience. And that's exactly what we did, and we killed it. We ended up being in Toastmasters magazine 4 times that year as a direct result of how incredible this particular presentation went. I would not have known how to tailor and customize my presentation if I didn't ask the question, why was I selected? Does that make sense? So I want to throw it back on you. When a client books you, you need to know why they picked you. And whatever it is that they picked about you, make sure you accentuate that during your presentation. Make sure that those things are on display during your presentation. Make sure that you deliver on that promise. If they picked you because you have an incredible fashion sense, then you better wear the baddest thing in your closet. Does that make sense? Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video. Listen, if you know that you're ready to get more clients, contacts, contracts, and cash, register for our upcoming 5-day challenge. It's called Monetize Your Message. MonetizeYourMessageChallenge.com. The link is in the bio. Number 3, what does success look like to the client? So what does a successful keynote look like to you? What does a successful appearance at this conference look like to you? And you want to get their answer. I guarantee you their answer is not just going to be a standing ovation. There's other things that this client wants to accomplish by having you at their event. And a standing ovation is probably not the first and foremost. While it looks great on camera and it's cool in the moment, the standing ovation comes and goes. Does that make sense? At the end of the day, what else are they looking for, right? So what does success look like to the client? It's so important that you understand this, because once you know this, you can build your presentation with this as the touchdown in mind. Does that make sense? So let's say success to the client looks like people working better together back in the office. So in other words, improved morale and camaraderie and collaboration and working together is an important thing that they want to see happen post-conference. If that's what you know that they want to achieve post-conference, then I think it's important that you build in some type of a team building exercise into your presentation, some quick little opportunity for them to do some kind of collaboration during your presentation, so that it gives them a chance to practice what that collaboration will look like back in the office. Does that make sense? Some type of a uniting exercise or activity during the presentation, so that way they can continue on that and build upon that later on. Does that make sense? So huge. These are like insider secrets that's gonna help take you to a whole nother level, make you memorable, make you rebooked, make you in demand. So gangster. Top question number 4. What problem can my talk begin to solve? Because here's the truth. Whatever organizations or problems existed, your 1 hour keynote, your 1 hour breakout session, your 1 hour appearance at their conference or event is not gonna 100% eradicate it, because it took 10, 15, 20, 30 years for the problem to build. So it's not gonna be gone in one talk. It's not gonna be gone in 1 hour. It's not gonna be gone in one conference. But the healing process can begin with your keynote, with your presentation. So it's vitally important, my friend, that you ask this question: what problem in your organization can my talk begin to address? And here's where this puts even more money in your pocket. Ding, 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 ding. Watch this, because the answer to this question can also give you intel as to other programs that you want to offer this client to bring you back again. Does that make sense? Remember, repeat, referral, spin-off business. So they might say something to you like, well, we're really trying to improve diversity or inclusion, or we're really trying to improve collaboration or team, or we're really trying to improve the communication within the organization. We're trying to create a greater synergy because we just merged 2 different companies, or we're trying to improve work-life balance, or we're trying to improve wellness in the workplace, or we're trying to improve fill in the blank. Does that make sense? Whatever the organizational problem is, your talk is going to begin to scratch the surface of what the issue is, but at the end of the day, it's just like an iceberg. Does that make sense? Right? This is the iceberg, this is the water line, right? The real problem is down here, right? Your talk is up here. It's the beginning of the conversation. It's not the totality. Does that make sense? And that's why such a powerful question that you can ask the person that booked you is, hey, what problem can my talk begin to start addressing? With the understanding that we're gonna need more attention in this area if we're really gonna resolve it and scale and grow as an organization. Does that make sense? Such a powerful question. These questions show the client that you care, that you're committed. These questions show the client that you're vested in the outcome of their meeting and their event. So let's jump into the bonus, okay? The bonus question is, what's the theme of your meeting? Does your meeting have a theme? And one of my favorite things to do is find out what the theme of a conference is and then marry my presentation to the theme of their event so tightly together that the client feels like we built a brand new talk just for them. Does that make sense? So you want to ask the question, what is the theme of their meeting or their event? And then how can you connect the theme with what you talk about? And the last part of this mega bonus question that's made me over $100,000 easily over and over again is, once I'm done with the presentation, one of the questions that I love to ask my client is, who did I just impress? Isn't that funny, y'all? I love to ask my client, it was one of me, there was 1,000 people in that room. Who the heck did I just impress? You've been working with these people 15 years. I just met them yesterday at the board dinner. So who did I just impress? That is such a profoundly powerful question to ask. Because when you ask the meeting planner or the association executive or whoever hired you to come in and speak, who you just impressed, they say, oh my gosh, so-and-so was here, and so-and-so was on the 3rd row, and so-and-so was backstage, and so-and-so was on the 5th row, and so-and-so watched online and they loved you. And now all of a sudden you're collecting a list of names, titles, positions, and people that you impacted and that you impressed that you didn't even know you impacted and impressed. And now you can start to follow up with those individuals and say, hey, how can we come and create a great impact for your organization, for your department within this company, or for maybe another organization that you're a part of? Does that make sense? Ask these questions to the folks that hire you to speak as a keynote speaker, my friend, the revenue, the repeat bookings, the doors, the stages are endless and they're limitless. When you show the client how much you care, get ready because you're going to be on the road. Hey, this is Dr. Delatorro. I hope you enjoyed this video. Know that I'm somewhere around the planet believing in your success, and I believe that this is your year to shift your speaking career into a higher gear. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Appreciate it.